Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Here with Glen Kellaway from the basement as we continue rumbling through the alphabet and doing our favorite songs, top 10 favorite songs. Today the letter M. Ought to be a
M.
blast. It's a Monday. We figured M, why not?
M. That stands for this was a mother effort to do this one, man. There was a ton of songs.
Not as easy as it looks out there. There was the good 20 to 25 contenders. Have to
Oh,
whittle it down to 10. So always a challenge. We like doing this.
I
You know,
think
we'll take
we
our
kind of
share of criticism for missing some obvious ones, but sometimes you want to put in personal favorites and let everybody bring the obvious ones in the comments. So
we've tried to stay away kind of from mentioning too many honorable mentions, but this week I think you got to mention a few. There's
we'll
just
mention a few at the end.
overwhelming.
Yeah. All right,
Yeah.
Glenn, kick it off, buddy. 10, 9, and 8.
Okay. You and Sam are probably going to be mad because this one's so low on the list, but it's number 10 because there's so many freaking great songs. It could be number one. I'm going to go with Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers' greatest hits, Mary Jane's Last Dance. One of my favorite Tom Petty songs.
Yeah.
Freaking love it. And a great video, too.
Tremendous.
Mary Jane's Last Dance. Number 10. Number 9. One of my favorite singer songwriters, Tom Waits. One of my favorite Tom Waits albums is called Bone Machine. And on this song is one of my favorite Tom Waits songs called Murder in the Red Barn. It's a freaking killer song. Killer. You should listen to that.
I will listen to that.
Number 8. Elton John finally makes one of my lists. My favorite Elton John song from Honky Chateau, Mona Lisa's and Mad Hatters.
Excellent.
Absolutely love that song.
I will not argue with that one. We'll find out later. Number 10. Here's my token 60s bubblegum pop tune. Don't laugh too hard. The Grassroots Midnight Confessions. Always love this song.
Hey, they were a great hits band, that one.
Takes me back to when I grew up, like 10 or 11 years old, whatever I was.
Midnight Confessions,
The
singing
sound of your
I love you.
I'm into it. And they were all over the radio, as Glenn can
They
attest.
were.
Number 9, Mr. Paul Simon. Me and Julio down by the schoolyard.
Oh, Julio.
I like that song too. I think it's off his first album. This is a comp.
I think it is off his first
The
album. I think that
Essential Paul Simon, which
was
is
that not
worth
his
it.
kind of first hit as a solo artist? Me and
I
Julio?
think that and Mother and Child Reunion, which is another.
Oh, that
album.
could have been first, yeah.
Yeah, they were bang bang.
Yeah.
And number 8 for me, I know it's overplayed. You hear it all the time. The debut, Boston's "More Than a Feeling."
Oh, forgot about that one.
That was the lead-off track on their first album. It still works for me today. I don't care how many
That's
times.
one of those albums, Boston, Rumors,
Yeah,
that are just like everyone should have in their collection.
no doubt. All right, you're up.
Okay.
Number
Number
7.
7. Again, something not so maybe as familiar to a lot of people, but I'm a big Steve Earle fan. And he made an album with the Del McCoury band called The Mountain. And the title track, The Mountain, is a friggin' awesome song. Just incredible song. The Mountain by Steve Earle.
Nice.
Number 6. I think one of the greatest singles of all time. From one of the great albums of all time. Every Picture Tells a Story, and Maggie May.
2 thumbs up.
Yeah, fantastic song from Rod. And then the Rolling Stones, man. I tossed and turned to the last minute before we came on air. I'm still trying to figure out which song to choose from the Stones. Midnight Rambler or Moonlight Mile.
Oh,
And Moonlight Mile won because that's with that tied with Tumblin' Dice, they're my favorite 2 Stone songs. So the closing track on Sticky Fingers, Moonlight Mile.
I think Gary from Physical Format Rock and Roll will applaud that. He loves Moonlight Mile as well.
Yeah, it's such a great song.
Okay, those are 3 good ones. My number 7. Going to go to the vinyl on this. I don't have it on CD. This is from Chicago 2. Make Me Smile.
Oh,
Terry Kath, lead vocal and great guitar player on that one.
My favorite Chicago album. I think that's even better than the first one.
It's really, really good. It's also got 25 or 6 to 4.
Yeah.
Number 6. You may have this higher on the list. I have it at 6. This is a Janis comp. Me and Bobby McGee. What can you say? Chris Christopherson penned it.
Unfortunately, that's an honorable mention for me, but it was major consideration.
Fantastic song.
Yeah.
And
whether Chris does it or Janis does it, it doesn't matter. They're both.
I like Janis the best, but
Yeah.
Chris does it well too.
Yeah.
And number 5, I've been on this guy's bandwagon a few times in this series, and that's Steely Dan. My Old School from the
cool.
Countdown to Ecstasy album. Just
Wow.
a killer song.
It is.
I'm never going back to My Old School. It's got a great guitar solo too by one of their session guys.
That's awesome. Okay, this top 4 here just
Yeah.
out of this world good. They could be any one of them could be number 1. Jethro Tull from Aqualung. My God.
Yeah.
Any track on this album could be a number 1 song on any list. The whole album just is full of incredible songs. Next, how do I do these 3? These are all like I just show them all at once. How could this only be number 3? Bob Dylan, Mr. Tambourine Man.
Ooh.
One of the greatest songs ever written. Number 2, Allman Brothers. Another one where I struggled because probably my two of my favorite Allman Brothers songs, Midnight Rider and Melissa.
Oh.
Melissa is that's my favorite one. It's just beautiful. And it was Duane Allman's favorite Greg Allman song too.
Those are both great ones from the Allmans, no doubt.
Yeah.
I had them both on my honorable mentions. They missed out this time. Number 4? Going to the Byrds. My Back Pages, written by
so Byrds or Dylan, right?
Yep. I love that song.
Now I could have cheated because I had My Back Pages on my list. I thought I can't put 2 Bob songs, but I could have said one was the Byrds and one was Dylan.
You could have.
Oh man, we found a loophole.
Yep. That's definitely in my top 5 Byrd songs ever.
I think again, my cousin or my nephew Jack and I were talking about because we were listening to that album on the weekend, and he said that's probably his favorite Dylan cover from the Byrds. I kind of agree. I think
it's up there.
Yeah.
Number 3, you had it earlier, Mona Lisa's and Mad Hatters off of Hunky Chateau by Elton. I know I'm overdoing Elton, but I love his songs of the 70s.
You know what that song is about? I can't figure it out.
I don't really know, and I don't care. It just works.
I know, but it does. It's a beautiful song, and I always think that it's inspired by something. Or
I think it's about being lost in the big city or something like that.
Maybe, yeah.
I don't know.
I thought it might be something a bit more personal, but
they use it in Almost Famous, the movie, and there's a good montage with that song.
Yeah.
Number 2, I went to Van the Man, Moondance, the title track.
Whoa.
It's a fantabulous night for a moon dance.
It is. And
that's one of the great mood songs. You can put that on and just bop.
Who doesn't love that album? That's one of those albums that when I'm having people, or I don't have big parties or anything, but if I'm having the family over or like half a dozen people are sitting around, and I always pick the records that are not going to offend anyone, everybody's going to like Moondance. Yeah. It's always.
That's the one.
Yeah.
If that term all killer, no filler, that applies to that album.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, we're down to number 1.
We're at number 1 now?
Yeah, good luck.
Okay, so I forgot about Moondance, but I wouldn't have picked it anyway because my favorite Van Morrison song is definitely the number 1 song, and it would probably be, I always get told I have 150 favorites in my top 10, but this I think would be top 10 of all time. From Astro Weeks, Madam George.
There you go. I knew that was coming.
Now get off my back, Randy.
That's Madam Randy's George. Favorite song. Randy Nelson, by the way, loves that song. It's his favorite song of all time by his favorite artist.
Incredible. Incredible song.
Yep. All right. That's a great pick, obviously. I had to go Moondance for the up-tempo nature of it, but I like Madam George too. Now, my number 1's another one that you had earlier. I put it a little higher, and that's Rod Stewart's Maggie May. This is in the conversation for the best song of the 1970s. It just has everything you want in a classic rock song. I mean,
it is. It's pretty much Rod's masterpiece. Like
it is, and it's 53 years later, and it's still. Every time it comes on, I can't just shut it off. I got to listen to it. It's great.
Yeah, the mandolin in it and everything. It's just beautiful. Yeah. Produced perfectly, great instrumentation, great lyrics, great vocal. Like it's just an absolutely dynamite track.
Yep. Now we are going to do some honorable mentions because
Lord,
we had a ton of great songs to contend with. So you go first.
I got another top 10. First of all, you chose Me and Bobby McGee. The Stones, Mother's Little Helper and Midnight Rider. McCartney, Maybe I'm Amazed.
Yep.
Dylan, Maggie's Farm and My Back Pages, which you chose. Lennon's Mother off of Plastic Ono Band and Floyd's Mother off of The Wall. And last but not least, and also Me and My Uncle by the Grateful Dead. The Maker by Daniel Lanois, which is an incredible song. And last but not least, the Sir Douglas Quintet, Mendocino.
That's right.
What a great song.
Yeah.
Do you have anything by those guys?
I have Mendocino on a comp, but I don't have anything by those
you should get a Sir Douglas Quintet comp. The music's freaking fantastic.
Yeah.
They are such a great band.
All right, let me run through a couple of mine. I had a couple of the ones that you mentioned, Mr. Tambourine Man, Mother's Little Helper. How about My Generation by The Who?
Oh, man. Randy's going to freak out we didn't pick that one.
Money by Pink Floyd, of course.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
I love Mama Told Me Not to Come by Three Dog Night.
Yeah, that's written by Randy Newman, isn't it?
Randy Newman. Moonshadow by Cat Stevens. Midnight Rider.
Great.
My Best Friend's Girl by The Cars. Magic Carpet Ride by Steppenwolf.
Oh, freak.
Main Street by Bob Seger. Mind Games, John Lennon. It goes on. There's a bunch more, but I don't want to spoil.
Oh man, I'm telling you, this is going to be in contention for the strongest letter of the alphabet.
Yeah, there's two.
We'll see if something beats it.
I'll throw one more in by the Pretenders, Middle of the Road, which I think.
Middle of the Road's great too. Wow. This goes on and on. This is incredible.
So there's so many more, and we love for the people watching the show here to give us what they have for M. There's maybe 500 of them. So
this would make a fun weekly live chat where you just pick a letter of the alphabet and people rhyme out, because I think people would like to participate. Just rhyme out your songs, albums that start with that letter, bands that start with that letter.
It's not a bad idea.
You could just focus on the letter A, and then just whatever you think of that comes with A musically is.
Maybe we should do that. We should do that after the series runs.
Yeah.
And plug the series, and then we'll open it up to for live callers to come in and chime in with us.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
We'll figure that out.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, send in your M songs. We truly appreciate those who watch the whole video. Give us the thumbs up. We need those.
Yeah.
And subscribe to Glen Kellaway from the Basement if you haven't already. We'll be back with the letter N later in the week. So for Glenn, this is Rich. Thank you very much for watching, and we will see you soon. Take care.
Thanks, buddy.
Bye.